Inductee owes a great deal to the man we just honored, and in turn, honored him with his own NHL career.
Curt Bennett. Curt Bennett was raised in Cranston while his father, Harvey, played goal professionally with the Rhode Island Reds. He would star in both hockey and tennis at Cranston East, be chosen a Providence Journal Honor Roll boy, and be selected an All-American at Brown University before becoming the first Rhode Island-developed player to skate in the NHL. One of 5 Bennett brothers who would play professional hockey, the left winger earned All-American honors and captured a trio of All-Ivy nods during his 3 seasons at Brown. He was later inducted into the school's Athletic Hall of Fame, finishing his career with 50 goals and 85 assists. He was drafted by the St. Louis Blues to start a solid professional career, skating for several teams and scoring 334 career points, the second most scored in the NHL by a Rhode Islander. This included a 31-goal output in the 1974-75 season with the Atlanta Flames, which saw Curt become the first American-developed player to eclipse the 30-goal mark in a single NHL season. He bettered his scoring output the following season with 34 goals and 65 points, earning his second consecutive All-Star Game selection. Curt ended his pro career as a player-coach skating alongside his brother Harvey in Japan. He retired in 1982 and settled in Hawaii.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome, all the way from his home in Hawaii, Curt Bennett, presenting him with his Hall of Fame medallion, longtime friend and former Brown teammate and roommate, Mr. Bill Gilbane.
Aloha. Can you say that? Yeah, I gotta tell him. Then got me come pretty far. A persuasive guy, and I know it's for a great event, because I had to think, now what is it you want to talk about, Curt? And I think it is why does Rhode Island produce the hockey caliber it did and it's continued to do? And I came up with 3 things: the smell, the food, and the tough hockey moms. The smell, well, there's a phrase, "you stink nice." And my brother John, who was a Shakespearean scholar at Brown, as well as a rogue and rapscallion, taught me that, because it didn't really mean something bad. I mean, Hamlet said, "Ophelia, you stink nice." And what it meant was the smell. And the smell was the Rhode Island Auditorium. We had just Lou Perry, Jimmy talk about. There was a mixture of sweat and leather, popcorn, and a little bit of urine. But that smell was hockey smell, and it got in your pads, it got in your shirts and your pants, and that was hockey. And I remember when I was playing in Madison Square Garden, unless the circus was in the elephant smell, but in general it was so antiseptic. It didn't have that rich smell that we had for hockey. And when I was in Atlanta, my son played, and my wife would wash his pants and his elbow guards and his shoulder. I thought, he is ruining that hockey smell, because that's the thing that I thought made hockey. And if players play in the Reds arena, they know what I'm talking about. Food. Now I'm coming back here, and my brothers are making some great, we're having a couple of big parties, baked stuffed shrimp, lobster, clams. These are what made you strong, at least in my mind. And I'll give you a good example. My first year pro, I went to Kansas City. I was playing in the Central Hockey League, and in the Midwest, there's really not, you try to get seafood. If you're from New England, you always want to buy seafood. No matter where you go to China, you're going to try to buy seafood. And it was never any good. But I got called up at the end of the year to play in St. Louis against the Bruins. And when the bus reached the parking lot, the door opened, and the guard said, "Hey, mister, you can't park your bus near the water. And there's a thing called synesthesia, when one sense modality stimulates the other. And when I heard this, walking through the bus, I tasted lobster. There was a taste right just hearing that sound, and I missed it so much. And I'm sure it helped because you saw my brothers up here, pretty big. I think all of them played around 200 pounds, except Jim. And Jim, well, Billy was ahead of Jimmy, and he never got much food because of that. He'd have to kind of bite his knee and kind of, give me some food, give me some food. But it made Jim feisty enough to become a great hockey player too. And also, the thing about hockey was, you know, it was a Canadian game. And if you wanted to describe to someone, or someone described hockey as dumb, toothless Canadian thugs that like to beat people up. And I would confront them with that. I said, well, I have two brothers, Billy and Harvey. They're dumb and toothless. They're thuggish, and they like to beat people up. But they're from Rhode Island. Now, Jimmy and I, we still had our teeth. We'd gone to Brown. People contended that, but I'd say, well, we'll wait for you in the parking lot after if you don't believe that. So, it was that food, I think, that really helped us get strong and survive. I know that doesn't sound like a great one, but that's the truth. And the last thing is the tough hockey moms. And Jimmy alluded to my mom being feisty. Well, you know, my dad played professional hockey as well as the four of us. But it was really my mom who was our role model. She was loving and kind, and she could beat up all the other moms. My dad used to hit us on the head and say, you gotta be tough to be a hockey player. But my mom was wiser. She'd use child psychology. If we weren't playing well, she'd deprive us of something we really wanted, like food. Coach used to say, Curt, you're looking kind of thin. I know, I haven't scored in 5 games. And I'll tell you this story because this is before I was born, but it's a great story. And my dad was a goaltender. You know how the Raz goaltenders, but someone was razzing my dad one night, and my mom went down and hit her with the purse. Whack! Police had to take her away. But in court, the judge, who was Judge Leach, who later became governor, said, Mrs. Bennett, this man's allowed to say what he wants to say, but you are also allowed to feel the way you do. And he fined her $1. And I thought, how Rhode Island is that? So those three things are what I kind of figured out about Rhode Island hockey that made it so great. And don't underestimate the moms. If you talk to most athletes, not just hockey, they're going to say it was their mother was the one that got them going. And in our case, my mom was like that too. So thank you very much for this award. And for you moms out there, I hope I gave you some good advice and get a higher stature in your family. Thank you.
Curt's talking about hockey smells. And all I could think of was before my daughter's first practice at Mount for the year, I would make her open her bag in the garage.